Have you ever felt, well, stuck? Like your brain will only cooperate if something's exciting, which makes it almost impossible to focus on the stuff that actually moves your life forward? Yeah? If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. So in this explainer, we're going to walk through a simple 4-step guide to reset your brain, get your focus back, and finally break free from that cycle of constant stimulation.
Man, this one really hits home, doesn't it? It's not that your life is actually boring, it's that our brains have been literally rewired to expect a constant stream of excitement. And without that hit, we just feel paralyzed. But you know what? The most important progress, the real growth, it almost always happens in those quiet, unhyped moments.
Okay, so first, we have to really understand this trap we're in. This isn't a personal failure or a lack of willpower. Nope. This is about how our environment is physically changing our brain chemistry, all thanks to a little chemical called dopamine.
And here is the most important mindset shift you can make. We beat ourselves up, right? We call it laziness. But the real enemy here is constant stimulation. Just think about it for a second. Every single spare moment, waiting in line, walking to the car, it's filled. A scroll here, a video there, a notification buzz. Each one is a tiny little dopamine hit, and it trains our brain to just hunt for the next quick reward, never giving it a chance to breathe and reset.
So, how do we fight back? Well, that brings us to step one. You have to starve the constant stimulation. It sounds harsh, but to break this cycle, you've got to consciously cut off that fire hose of easy, high-frequency rewards that your brain now thinks is normal.
And listen, the key word here is temporarily. This is not about becoming a monk and living in a cave forever. It's a short, sharp reset. It's designed to break your brain's expectation that it should be rewarded every 30 seconds. We're just trying to calm everything down. So what does this look like in the real world? It's about intentionally creating empty space in your day. Just put the phone down while you wait for your coffee. Maybe choose silence over a podcast for a 5-minute drive. These little things start to teach your brain to value quiet effort again, not just loud, flashy entertainment. And that leads us right into step 2, which, I gotta be honest, might be the hardest part of all of this. You have to learn to tolerate true boredom. Because once you cut off all that noise, you're left with, well, a void. And that feeling of nothingness is exactly where the reset happens. But look, you gotta be realistic here. You wouldn't walk into a gym for the first time and try to bench press 300 pounds, right? Of course not. Well, your brain's attention is a muscle, just like any other. And right now, it's probably pretty weak. So you have to start with some light exercises to build it back up. And just look at this list. It's deliberately unexciting, right? Cleaning your room, walking in silence, just sitting there. They are designed this way for a reason. They offer zero immediate reward, zero dopamine hits. They train your brain to function without needing that external boost, and that builds the exact mental muscle we're trying to grow. You know that feeling you get when you're doing one of these boring tasks and you feel that almost painful itch to grab your phone? That's it. That's the signal. Lean into that feeling. That discomfort is a fantastic sign. It's literally the feeling of your brain rewiring itself. That is the reset happening in real time. All right, so once you can actually sit with boredom without panicking, you are totally ready for step 3, which is all about delaying your reward. This is where we really start to build the muscle of patience. I absolutely love this quote because it just cuts right to the chase. This constant need for stimulation, for scrolling, for watching, it's just a mask for a deep-seated impatience. We give up on things because the results don't show up instantly. So the cure is to practice doing things without needing that immediate payoff. Think about how we operate now. We work out just to post our stats. We study just to see a progress bar fill up. This step is about breaking that connection. It's about separating the effort from the pat on the back. It's about doing the work just for the sake of doing the work. And here's the bottom line. This is what it means to be truly independent. If you need an app or a social media post to tell you you're doing a good job, you're still hooked. Real, sustainable consistency is built when your motivation comes from the inside, not the outside. Okay, here we are, on to our final and maybe the most counterintuitive step of them all. Adding controlled friction. Once you've reset your brain's baseline, the goal isn't just to coast. It's to strategically and purposefully make things just a little bit harder. Wow, this is such a powerful way to think about it. Our whole world is designed for comfort, for ease. But that's not where growth happens, is it?
Your muscles grow against resistance. Your character is forged in challenges. And your focus, it grows against friction. A day that feels perfectly smooth probably means you didn't push yourself at all.
Now look closely at the words here. Slightly, longer, moderate. This is not about burning yourself out. This is about finding the edge of your comfort zone and just leaning into it a tiny bit. Add one more rep at the gym. Read one more page of that book. Stay focused for just 5 more minutes. That small, consistent push is where all the strength is built. And really, this one sentence sums up the entire philosophy. The very thing that made our attention span so weak, this constant chase for comfort and ease, can be reversed. By intentionally reintroducing a little bit of controlled discomfort, you rebuild your ability to focus, and you make it stronger than it ever was before.
So, there you have it. That's the roadmap. Starve the stimulation, tolerate the boredom, delay the reward, and add a little friction. But, just knowing the path isn't the same as walking it. The real reset begins the second you take that first step. And if there's only one thing you take away from all this, let it be this right here. Stop waiting to feel like it. That's the trap. The real superpower you're building is the ability to separate your actions from your feelings. You just do what needs to be done, whether you're motivated or not. So let's make this real, right now. Don't just click away and watch the next video. Think, what is one small, simple, boring thing you can do the second this is over? Tidy your desk? Walk around the block and leave your phone behind? The real change doesn't start tomorrow. It starts with that very first, beautifully unexciting action. Go do it.